Hi, welcome back to the part 3 past life reading experience. Okay, so definitely check out part 1 and part 2 first before you come over here. But the whole idea was to give a true past life experience reading where your energy is literally connecting you to the cards in the deck. Across 3 videos are all the cards in the deck. So you are picking, your energy is choosing the cards, all the cards, any cards that your energy is connecting you with to get your expanded meanings of your past life that may be influencing your current life. Since this deck is now out of print, I thought I would do this expansive past life experience reading for anyone who wants to experience it because the deck is now out of print. So across 3 videos are all the cards in the deck. Go across each video and let your energy connect you with the cards that have the meaning. So if you're coming over here, definitely check out also video 1 and 2 where the remaining cards are, because your energy will connect you to the right cards to get the messages. So again, I'm going to quickly, if you need more time, pause the video, let your energy choose the cards for you. I'm going to first turn over all the cards, and then you can go down in the description box below and get the expanded meaning and find the timestamp to just fast forward to your expanded meaning where I'll read you what the expanded meaning is of each card. Okay, so here we go. If you need more time, pause the video. I'm going to turn over all the cards, and then you can go fast forward to the timestamp to get the meaning of the card. And be sure to check out part 1 and part 2 because you're currently now on the part 3 video. To check out the other cards as well for additional messages, so you get a full reading. This is like the full experience past life reading. Okay, here we go. First card, Persecution and Inquisition. If you chose this card, Monk or Nun. If you chose this card, Ships. If you chose this card, High Priest or Priestess. If you chose this card, Love Life. If you chose this card, The Arts. If you chose this card, Wisdom. If you chose this card, Communal Living. If you chose this card, Knighthood. If you chose this card, Galactic. If you chose this card, Leaving or Travel. If you chose this card, it's Mother. If you chose this card, Trees. And if you chose this card, it's Authority Figures. So now you can go down below to the timestamp and I will give you your expanded meaning to each card. So the first one is Persecution and Inquisition. Let's see what this one's all about. Expanded meaning if you found this. You drew this card as a validation of your suspicions. You were accused of witchcraft, being a heathen, or other crimes in the past. You suffered greatly as a result of the ensuing persecution, and the fear has carried forward into this life. In the past, your character and behaviors were examined publicly, and you were blamed for crop failures and deaths that had nothing to do with you. Your neighbors and the government said that you were casting spells, which was a capital offense. In reality, you were a good-hearted person, and you are to this day. You had the ability to see into the future and to use energy for healing purposes. That lifetime has made you very sensitive to gossip and rumors. If someone falsely accuses you now, you become fearful and upset because that's the behavior that led to your painful death in previous lives. You may also be afraid to openly admit that you're still a talented healer and psychic. Unconsciously, you're keeping your spiritual skills a secret to avoid recreating the pain of the past. To heal from this, know that in this current lifetime, spiritual teachers and healers are revered instead of feared. You agreed to incarnate at this time because your hard-won knowledge from previous lifetimes is needed in this world, and the fact that you're back on Earth shows that no one can harm you permanently or prevent you from pursuing your spiritual path. That is a great message. Wow. Okay. Moving on to Monk or Nun. If you chose this card, this is your expanded meaning. You drew this card as a result of your past lifetimes as a monk, nun, or someone similar. This means that you lived a life filled with isolation, rules, spiritual devotion. In your lifetime now, you may notice your tendency to isolate yourself from others. In fact, you're likely more comfortable when you're by yourself. Other people may even refer to you as a monk. If this pattern is interfering with your relationships, you may want to consider having sessions with a past life regressionist. In addition, you may have taken vows as a monk or a nun that may be interfering with your relationships, career, and other things. Unless these vows are severed, they carry forth through time. So, for instance, if you took a vow of poverty, you may be struggling today with financial insecurity. Other past life vows could be connected to chastity, which can impact your present romantic life, self denial, which causes you to feel undeserving or fearful of abundance. Often it's enough simply to consciously bring the memories of those vows to the surface in order to release them. Then it's just a matter of clearly severing them in all directions of time. You can do this by simply saying the following: I hereby sever and release any vows that are self destructive in all directions of time for everyone involved. Wow, that's a big message. For ships, let's see your expanded message for ships. If you chose this card, your prior lifetime spent on ships brings this card to you today. As a former sailor, crew member, or ship passenger, you've had experiences at sea that have exerted an influence on the situation you're inquiring about. You probably already have a sense of the type of life you had aboard of these ships. The question now becomes how your experiences have affected your present life. Negative reactions such as fears or phobias, or positive reactions such as longing to travel, or a special affinity for the ocean. These all may have arisen because of your prior lifetimes. That's your message. Okay, so now we're down to High Priestess, High Priest, and High Priestess. Let's see what this card is all about. If you chose this card, you probably already know that you were a high priest or a high priestess during one or more of your lifetimes. Most people who have held these roles have a conscious sense of it. You've also retained your heightened spiritual knowledge, which this card is urging you to put into greater practice. It's time for you to reignite your spiritual power and use it in service of your divine mission of healing, teaching, and helping the world. This card urges you to release any insecurities you may have about your spiritual abilities or any fears about others knowing your beliefs. Wow. Love that message. So now we're on to love life. Let's see what the love life is all about. If you chose this card, love life, this card comes to you as an indication that your love life is affected by one or more of your previous lifetimes. Most likely you had a painful experience back then that has caused you to be overly cautious. In such cases, working on yourself can help you reopen your beautiful, loving heart. In that way, you can love and be loved again. It's also likely that this card comes to you as a validation that the man or woman you're romantically interested in was also a prominent person in your past life. This individual may not necessarily have been a romantic partner at the time, but your inclination to connect romantically in this life is definitely part of a greater plan. Wow. Now we're moving on to the arts. If you chose the arts, let's see what your expanded meaning to the arts is. You chose the arts. You have artistic and creative talents that desire expression. This card comes to you as a sign that you would do well in an occupation relating to the arts. It also indicates that you were involved in the arts in prior lifetimes, which can explain your natural talents in this present. As a prodigy, you have artistic skills that are innate and don't require training or the need to practice. These inherent qualities and abilities have been passed down from prior lives. It's important to explore and give yourself permission to unleash your artistic side. This could lead to a lucrative career or a fulfilling avocation or a hobby. So take arts and crafts classes and follow your inner guidance about creativity. Wow, and that is your message. If you chose wisdom, let's see what your expanded meaning to this card is. If you chose wisdom, this card indicates that you have tremendous wisdom and knowledge from prior lifetimes that seek to resurface now. Even if you've never thought of yourself as particularly wise, this card indicates that you learned important lessons and information that will serve you and others if it's reawakened now. This card can indicate that it's time for you to return to school or seek additional education of some sort. This may even be a sign that you're changing your career path. You re-emerging knowledge is guiding you towards work that is more meaningful. This card asks you to believe in yourself and know that you have what it takes to tackle a career related to your true interests and passions. Wow, that's a great card. Communal living. Let's see what this expanded meaning is for communal living. Communal living. Okay, the expanded card is the lifetime significance to your question involved a communal setting, such as a convent, a monastery, or a tribe. Your earthly needs for shelter, clothing, and food were provided for. Although you held a job within the community, you fulfilled your responsibilities for the group and not for individual gain. In your current lifetime, you may feel troubled by the concept of money, individual earnings, savings, bills. You may feel unsupported because your soul is accustomed to having a community support system. To assimilate into this lifetime, find the balance and harmony between individual and group needs, between give and take. Understand how you fit into the culture and how the group can help you achieve your individual goals and aspirations and further your spiritual growth. And remember, no man or woman is an island. That's your message. Okay, so now we go to knighthood. Knighthood. Ooh, get ready. This is your expanded meaning if you chose knighthood. Once a knight, always a knight. You receive this card as validation of your inner knighthood. Whether you're a man or a woman in this life, you have the heart and the mind of a knight. Most likely, you've long had a fascination with tales and images of knights. You may collect knight figurines, knight-related artwork, and even dress up as a knight during costume parties. In relationships and careers, you're drawn to defend those who are weak or vulnerable. You may choose a profession that puts you into a guardian or protector role. It's essential that you only work for organizations that you fully believe in. As a knight, you're loyal to those who earn your respect. Otherwise, you're not happy. That's your message. Wow. So now we're moving on to Galactic. If you chose Galactic, this is your expanded meaning for the card. This may be your first time on this planet. If so, you probably feel like a quote-unquote alien, as if you don't belong. Earthly customs such as marriage and parenthood aren't natural for you, so you may not participate in them. You may also find most earthlings to be very physically, psychologically, and emotionally violent. Your higher sensitive nature may be assaulted by such harsh energies. You just want to get along with everyone and be as kind as possible. Your compassion helps diffuse the world's tensions, making the entire universe a more peaceful place. You may find earthly relationships confusing and feel more at home with technology or energy healing. If you find other star people, you'll discover the kinship you're seeking. Since those from other planets tend to be shy and socially awkward, you may need to go where they gather, such as online message boards, computer courses, science fiction conventions, and Reiki classes. What a great message for that. Okay, so now we're leaving or travel. Let's see what the expanded meaning for leaving or travel. Leaving or travel. If you chose this, this is your expanded meaning for the card. You choose this card because of an old pattern spanning several lifetimes that involves travel and leaving. You may notice this in this lifetime that you're a vagabond of sorts and want to continually be moving. You may wish to travel often or seek out a career in which you do so. You may also tend to move to new homes frequently. You develop this propensity for leaving a movement out of a necessity during your lives, to your previous lives, almost as a nomad. Your relationships may have also involved you leaving your partner or being left by a partner who traveled. This kind of movement is impacting the situation that you're inquiring about today. And that's your message. So now we're going over to Mother, and your expanded meaning for Mother. If you got this card, I love this image, it indicates that your mother in this life was also with you in other lifetimes. This is actually a very common occurrence. The mother-child relationship is a significant emotional, physical bond. If you enjoy a healthy and loving relationship with your mother in this lifetime, you are probably drawn together again because of your fondness for one another. However, if your relationship has been challenging, this indicates a need to balance the karma through forgiveness. Your feelings about your mother are directly related to your ability to manifest abundance, as mother energy is all about receiving. If you have blocks with your mother, you have most likely developed control issues that prevent you from receiving help from others or from the universe. So this card asks you to do more personal work concerning your mother. At this time, you may wish to add past life regression as an adjunct to your methods. Wow, that's a powerful message. So now we're going to trees. Trees. If you chose trees, what is the expanded message for trees? Oops. This is the expanded message. This card indicates that you have a special relationship to trees. In ancient times, particularly in the Celtic and Eastern European cultures, trees were considered sacred. The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients, such as willow bark, for medicine. Your connection to trees may have been spiritual, including the ability to receive messages from them. In some cases, these seemingly non-sentient trees are animated by real souls, such as tree people. You may have even been a tree person or a tree diva in this lifetime or a prior lifetime. This card asks you to spend more time connecting with trees for healing, knowledge, and inner peace. Wow, and that's your message. So the last one on this video is authority figures, and your extended meaning is in your previous and current lifetimes, you followed rules that were set down by authority figures such as parents and teachers. You may have also encountered intimidating or even cruel authoritative figures in the past. Perhaps have you found yourself in the presence of those who are power hungry or abusive. These situations can lead you to fear authority figures and succumb to their will in the present. While it's normal to sometimes be intimidated by powerful individuals, fearing authority figures can lead to unhealthy passivity. For example, you may feel pressure to bow down to another's rules without standing up for your rights, or you may develop a conflict phobias. In some cases, this can lead to a form of depression, like a sort of learned helplessness in which you don't even try to improve your life. To heal the situation, fill yourself with self-love and self-esteem and see yourself as being whole and healed. Oftentimes, just remembering past life details will lead you to clearing and healing. And those were your messages. So definitely check out the other videos as well that have the rest of the cards. And among the 3 videos, pick which cards really resonate with your energy for clues on how it's affecting your current life. Take care. Bye-bye.